want to give over Yone or Sejuani. I also think, considering Nautilus, Alistair, and Talia are down, you probably wouldn't leave Kalista open now if you banned it, unless you want to pick it yourselves. So we'll see if they go in a different direction. This third ban, they go for Kalista again. So same bans here. Varus was the third ban from HANWHA Esports. Do they go in the same direction? That is the question. There is something to say that Ambessa, so they banned the Corki. Now, Ambessa and Varus, I feel like, are the big two picks on the cards. I talk a lot about the big four in top lane. Two were picked last game, and one is banned in the Gwen. So Ambessa really stands out as that remaining top-tier top laner, which they could prioritize, but it would give over the Varus.
Yeah, it's a favorite of Rich as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
That is not either of those.
They go for Skarner.
Yeah, and I'll try to fully agree with this, because
now you can go Ambessa and Varus if you really wanted to, but not the same team as HANWHA Esports. And Azir is up and available, and they're just going to pick that one up. We've seen Azir and Victor get a lot of priority so far nowadays.
Top mids right now are Ari, Talia, Azir. So picking up the last one of those available. Ezreal's going to get picked up by Teddy, and the Victor secured. No looking yet at the Ambessa. HLE could just take it here on 3. They also could just look to match the jungle. And toying with that idea with the Lee Sin or the Poppy. Poppy makes sense as a flex.
Thinking about the NIDALEE as well.
Not a huge fan with the comp. That feels more Peanut. With the Maokai coming in, a pick he's very effective on. And making sure you kind of matched roles across the board. You now have first priority coming out of the next ban phase. So I imagine DRX have to ban Ambessa now.
Yeah, you're kind of priced into that.
Unless maybe HLE want to leave it open, they have a counter prepared. You know, we've seen teams attempt specific counters, like the Diana into Gwen was an attempt at a counter.
I mean, attempts are one thing. That was... I mean, I guess it counts as an attempt. The Karma gets banned. They want to avoid Ezreal Karma. I feel like Braum could also potentially go hard for both teams, but let's see where that'll lie. The Elise is going to be taken away.
Just kind of depends what Delight wants to play. You know, I feel like Delight definitely happy to lean more towards engagers in this situation. You are paired up with the Maokai as well, so...
Could play Blitzcrank.
Not a huge fan of it when the enemy team has an Ezreal.
Well, this is preparing for the Ambessa.
Yeah, I think you have to ban the Ambessa here. I'm not sure exactly what else you'd play into it for Rich and feel confident. I wouldn't want to give over to ZEUS anyway. You know, I feel like taking him off that is just, in general, a good move. The thing is, he could pick Ambessa, and then they get counter-pick support as well. I think now, given that the Ambessa's gone, they could just take support on 4 and then go for counter-pick top lane for ZEUS. That's an option. We'll see what they go for in this situation. If there's a top laner left standing and they think this is great into anything you could pick, then they would. But it looks like they're going for the Maokai support and the NIDALEE jungle, so a bit of a flex there. They are revealing the flex, though, to keep counter-pick for ZEUS.
We have a huge cheer from the audience as this does get locked in.
I mean, remember, if HLE win this game, it is Peanut's 500th win.
Yeah.
So, seeming like a bit of a significant one. You can see him very happy about the NIDALEE lock-in.
I think that's the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
For the fans, especially.
On the other side, toying with the idea of the Sion. We've seen it a lot into the Jace, somewhat okay, but not doing fantastic in every scenario. But basically going for scaling top and leaving the window for ZEUS to counterpick, but hopefully looking to have a really strong front to back. They have a lot of tanks on the front line, and they're only going to solidify that more if they go for this Leona, Ezreal Leona, a very strong combo. Looking at the Braum instead, I think Leona is a better pick here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Really flip-flopping back and forth. The Braum does hold the door when Maokai sends his ult in.
You can block a lot of
pokes, so...
Yeah, I'm just thinking...
It's just, that's Braum in isolation.
Yeah.
What does it do for the team?
Okay,
there's the Blitzcrank.
Top.
I called it.
Okay, okay. So they end up with a Blitzcrank support. It's going to be the NIDALEE top. We saw the Shy play this AD NIDALEE top, and it's going to be the Maokai jungle, so flexing very hard here. And keeping us guessing till the last minute. Not going to be fun for Rich on the Sion.
Yeah, I think, you know,
Not the most reliable engage. I think it's going to be hard to pin down this NIDALEE in any situation.
yeah, it could be a very fun game for ZEUS. And we've seen the Maokai Blitzcrank combo before. We're going to see it once again, even into the Ezreal. We'll see how much value they can get, especially from ahead. It is very oppressive. Let's see as we hop on the Rift for game number 2.
소환사의 협곡에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Off we go into game number 2.
So Blitzcrank level 1. But also Braum level 1.
Yeah. I feel like Braum is going to enjoy this, especially because Pleta hit the Q.
Yep, good start. One for one. 100% hit rate.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Oh, Teddy missed a Q. Unlucky. I don't like this. I don't like this at all when a NIDALEE top puts a trap and a ward in your jungle.
Why don't you like that? That sounds great for the NIDALEE.
Yeah. Feels a little bit scary.
Yeah.
A lot of it scary. Did Rich actually walk over the trap and clear it? I think it doesn't show on the map, so we don't know.
I feel like no. I was watching his pathing. It didn't look like he did. But there's a lot of pinging going on over there.
Yeah, well,
from the red team.
Looks like ZEUS isn't going to get up to any shenanigans other than playing NIDALEE top.
Yeah, just another normal day for ZEUS.
Yeah, just standard. Why are we surprised, honestly, at this point?
I was going to mention it, but it just felt like so obvious that Peanut would be playing NIDALEE in his 500th game. It's like, oh, this makes a lot of sense, you know? It's
yeah, especially the crowd cheered, and they're like, they're so happy, 500th win for Peanut, and they're like, he's going to play...
Well, it's KT someday winning against Shy in 2015. That was the last time we saw top NIDALEE.
Yeah, Shy different from the Shy.
Yes.
You know, different people, not to be mistaken. For the person who is currently playing the LPL and playing NIDALEE top.
I wonder what Shy's up to nowadays. I feel like he was kind of in the streamer space for a little bit. I'm not sure if he's still there. Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, this is... Oh. Yep, that's what happens. That is literally what happens. You channel your Q, and NIDALEE hops out, and then she just autos you with Grasp.
Yeah.
Not fun at all. I just want to make this very clear. This is hell for top laners, honestly. Just playing into something like a NIDALEE top.
You also stand still when you're channeling your Q as Scion, so it's a free spear.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, you're playing Skarner Scion top jungle.
Yeah.
In fact, let's just expand it a bit more. You're playing Scion Skarner Victor topside. There isn't any conceivable situation where like you can take a fight around the topside and win.
Yeah.
This Rich has no outs. You're just going to endure this and tough.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you play against a really strong team and a very strong top laner who can do stuff like this, because you mentioned it. You know, there's a top 4, and you have to blind pick when you're top lane in this situation. You don't know the NIDALEE's going top, so you're like, well, I guess I'll just pick a safe Scion. And then you just get absolutely bullied and wrecked in the top lane for your choice. But you didn't really have much of a choice in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's just a feels bad moment for him as Zeka in a bit of trouble. He is going to go forward though, and actually he's just avoiding the Skarner entirely. A sponge will get the first blood at least, and does flash away. Peanut should be able to. Yep, there's the Q. Does trade it back.
So 1-for-1, all summoners traded. Both junglers getting the kills. So not really much to come for. Oh, Sponge.
Well, he doesn't have his flash, so he's just dead. Gonna use his burrow to get into the Maokai, as he wasn't able to get out. So gonna expand that 1-for-1 into a 2-for-1.
Yeah, not
favor of HANWHA.
quite sure how that came to be. Viper's taken a lot of beating in the bot lane for that support move from Delight, but I'm looking at the minimap of it. We obviously saw what happened here. Sponge looking for this low HP Zeka. Zeka goes in aggressively, but obviously that just means he's kind of definitely dead. But yeah, we see immediately Delight is starting to move.
He moved the second that fight broke out.
Yeah, and then pings came through, and he kept moving to make this happen. I think I guess they were maybe concerned about the Blitzcrank threatening Teddy, but he's an Ezreal, so I don't even think that makes sense. I think Planet should have just moved the match initially.
Hey, Rich got him.
Yeah.
Nice job, Rich.
Great job.
He's got 2 biscuits and a health potion. Not to mention that he went Doran's Blade as well as Grasp, so he gets so many stacks from this Grasp.
He has run out of mana, though.
Yeah. I mean...
It's also interesting that Rich went Grasp. But I think this is one of these situations where perhaps you're not going to get many Grasp stacks in lane.
No. Should he have gone Comet?
Yeah, I think Comet is arguable. I think Phase Rush is also what we've seen Sions go in range matchups even.
Well, Zeka, he's very pushed up and he doesn't have his flash. He does have Emperor's Divide and he is Azir, so this is part of the reason why we play Azir in the mid lane is that it's so incredibly difficult to punish this guy.
Yeah, but Grub spawning in 10, Zeka no TP, has to recall, no ult. This is a window for them to start these Grubs up, which I would like to see. Also, Rich and ZEUS teleported bot. So, Rich, you just have fun. You're locked into this even more than you already were. And now you may think, oh, well, it was really annoying before. Now ZEUS actually has some damage in his inventory.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just hitting more and more.
You don't get to play the game. Essentially, you just have to try to survive and farm under turret and just ult in team fights and be a team fight presence. Because you're never going to win against NIDALEE. It's not going to happen. Peanut did get in here and did pick up a grub, so steals one away. Sponge in a lot of trouble. There's the Maokai and Blitzcrank synergy, and Sponge will just be going down here. They're going to give the kill over to Zeka.
I don't get how they're being surprised by these situations. Like, yes, you had a window to start up the grubs, and you could have gotten 2 and left, but it just, like, you know, you have UCal recalling, and yet you're still there, right? You're still trying to do these grubs, trying to just finish all 3. It just feels like DRX are being very lazy and not respecting HLE a little bit, and HLE are just doing what they always do, and playing the video game.
Yeah, it's so oppressive when they do that, when they just play the video game. Demolish here on ZEUS. He already picked up a plate. Got a plate in top as well. It's getting out of hand already. It's getting very out of hand.
It is an 80 NIDALEE, so it's not like... Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to get hooked here, though. Not under turret, though. There's the stun. Delight gets locked down by the 2 of them. Level 6 here, hit by Teddy right on time. Delight just was not able to respect that.
Everything landed, you know. Power up Raw Ezreal, and the Blitzcrank not very effective in the 2v2. You know, they obviously picked it for the synergy with the Maokai. Delight's gotten great value so far this game, specifically in the 2v2, and no cleanse on Viper, by the way.
Yeah, he does use his Ghost, so he avoids the Q. And that's going to mean that they just have to back away, especially with the Blitzcrank coming back here.
It was already a little bit of a sketchy dive, if I'm being honest. The fact to get ult and flash, I think even if the Q lands, could have been a little volatile, but a great dodge there from Viper. And here, that's that final auto. The W into ult is why it does so much damage.
It's perfect from Teddy, layering the damage. And nicely done by Planet as well to set it up. Sponge going around as Delight tries to help out his buddy Viper here. Going to pull the Skarner away, but Viper in so much trouble. Does flash at the right at the end of it, but Teddy will still pick up the kill. So now we've got a 2-0 Ezreal who's in this game on the side of DRX.
Good to see. And you can definitely tell that, like, Sponge and Viper were playing a game of chicken, trying to wait for the ult so he would flash, and eventually he was like, okay, I'm just gonna ult now, he's gonna flash, and they end up committing a bit more to find him. They do get the kill, and they do get a good amount of gold onto Teddy. Now 1,100 gold ahead, and considering, you know, even though there were some nice moments in game 1, it was always pretty consistently a gold lead for HLE. I mean, it still is, but at least DRX have that big lead in the AD carries they can look towards.
Yeah, I mean...
Also, I will say, the gold lead on the NIDALEE is a little fake, you know? It's a little fake.
Yeah. I mean, he's still going to be doing things, but it's not like it's a Jace or someone who's going to be a huge team fight threat or something like a Rumble.
Sion, who's pretty, you're going to get value no matter. Oh?
Yeah. I mean, ZEUS doesn't really care.
The ult wasn't, I actually think if Rich's ult was up, I think he might have just killed him. Maybe. Maybe not killed him, but definitely chunked him out. I think ulted him and cleared the minions, and then just like channeled a full Q, and hard to say.
We're looking for another dive here Viper, no Ghost, no Flash, and no support. Gets over the ult as Teddy, and the hook is gonna miss as well, as he is super duper dead. Teddy picks up a 3rd kill as well.
Teddy clean with it. Didn't even take cleanse this game. That much confidence now being collapsed on though. Zeka has ult, has flash. What can they do to outplay this? First Q misses.
TP comes in. That's how they're going to try to outplay it. Oh, with a deny on the TP. And now Zeka's like, oh, I guess we'll just kill the Braum here. Thank you very much. Pleta with no flash here, but does throw the ult out. And the Sun comes in. Zeka in a bit of trouble. And Teddy is just so strong already.
Yeah. Oh, now looking for ZEUS.
He does have his flash, but should take a little bit of pressure off, at least.
Some good moves coming out from DRX. Actually got a goal lead right now. They will sacrifice these 3 grubs, but already having 2 I think the fight. Oh no, Teddy's aware. Can he get out?
Back.
Zeka could stop his back again. Okay, they're gonna have to TP the Sion a little bit defensively. They were planning a swap anyway, because grubs are now down in this situation, but I think also Rich just trying to secure that they don't go for a dive onto Teddy, protecting their investment in this Ezreal. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You look at the fact that ZEUS is nearly as much of a goal lead as Teddy, but it's, you know, whenever it comes to gold numbers, you always got to think about the relevance of the gold and how important it is and how much it actually means.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be looking for Zeka here, who does go for the flash and the dash to get away.
Yeah, Rich stops his ult a little early. I mean, I think Sponge not having ult means they probably weren't going to get that kill anyway, but
At what point is the NIDALEE gold not fake? I mean, it's always a bit fake, because it's 80 NIDALEE.
Yeah, it's
but
not,
still, like, if he gets 3,000 gold ahead...
I mean, it's not that it's not relevant, it's just like, you know...
It's not as good as other champs.
You're always going to have a gold lead if you're playing NIDALEE top into a Sion, right?
Yeah.
And Sion doesn't need that much gold to be useful. Like, does, you know, if we went into a team fight right now, would the gold lead of ZEUS be equal to the gold lead of Teddy? No. But there is still stuff you're going to do with the 80 NIDALEE. That's what I mean by fake. I'm not saying that it's meaningless or that ZEUS hasn't been playing well. And there is still going to be impact from this NIDALEE. It's just not as relevant to the fact that Teddy is a lot stronger than Viper right now.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be a factor if we get into some team fights here. It's not going to be Chemtech Soul, by the way. So we do have a Chemtech Drake here second. So mark that on your calendars, the first day in a little bit. ZEUS now heading towards the Sion once again. Got 3 plates, actually 4 plates in the bottom lane. Gonna get a bit more. Delay in some trouble as he's gonna have to flash away from the Skarner.
Yep, good moves, been in that flash. And it's so hard when a Skarner, Braum are walking at you as a Blitzcrank. It's like you don't want to be grabbing either of those. Neither are fun to play into. Interesting, do you see Rich go for the Radiance? Does obviously give a lot of good wave play, which is nice, but giving MR, not armor, and obviously, I mean, that's the problem with playing into the NIDALEE as well. The fact she does a lot of mixed damage with this build.
ZEUS, of course, does not care about the Sion. Sion almost doesn't exist. There's that wave clear you were talking about. Here's the Maokai ultimate down on the bottom side. Probably looking for the hook here onto the Braum, but Zeka in a bit of trouble. Goes in, gets the double sweep, but the follow-up is not quite there. Zeka in a lot of trouble, as is Sponge, but Sponge survives for so long, and so does Zeka. Finally gets traded out. That's a 4th kill over to Teddy. This Ezreal is gigantic.
And the Q hit, they don't end up going for him. Sapling will slow them down. Trade of kills. The Dragon goes over to DRX, and Rich once again having fun.
Yeah, I love watching this matchup.
Yeah,
from the NIDALEE's perspective.
The Hollow Radiance, so you know, it has that effect where when you kill a minion, it does like the AoE, and I think that's basically the game plan. Is you just do this.
Yeah, it was a good choice. You know, you just want to try to survive and get as much farm as possible.
Yeah. So we'll see this one. A little bit scrappy, it felt like from DRX. Definitely felt like they were like on the back foot. Not able to find Zeka there, but then the Q comes in for Pleta, Teddy cleans up, and the ult from Sponge makes him survive for such a long time. But ultimately, given that they have this super strong Ezreal, and the gold lead of the NIDALEE isn't present in the fight, I think the fact that DRX traded 1-for-1, not quite maybe what they'd hoped for. I think hoping they would got a bit more of an advantage there over HLE, considering how strong they are as 4 without Sion.
Yeah, it's very true. We talked a lot about, you know, Ezreal gold gap. We talked about the NIDALEE gold gap, but Peanut also doing a great job here on his Maokai. One of his famous picks. We talked a lot about, you know, if he were to play the NIDALEE, but he's played so much Maokai and was undefeated on it for a very long time. And certainly a legendary pick for this player as well. And right now, 2-0 and 2-0, he's ahead. 2-0 and 2, he's ahead on farm as well.
I think it would have been even funnier if they'd gone Shyvana and then flexed that top. That would have really had the fans on edge.
Oh boy. Nobody wants to see that. Peanut's here, but we have 3 members trying to gank in NIDALEE and in Maokai, a pretty difficult task. They're just going to turn onto Pleta. There's a TP coming in as well. Sponge gets the aggro. In goes ZEUS, but there is Teddy right there. As now, Zeka going to save his top laner. And Teddy, does he have the damage? No, he absolutely does not, and nearly dies for it as well. That would have been a massive gold bounty given over to Zeka had he died.
Super scrappy setup with the TP from Teddy.
He camped back there.
Yeah, I would not go for that. Watch out for the saplings as well. Very scrappy fight again. It feels like DRX a little bit hesitant with the play. Ended up overstepping. The TP comes in from Zeka, which is the big turning point.
He got a sapling in that brush. Could have stopped the back again. Not gonna happen, but Peanut trying. And you know, ZEUS, he's getting so incredibly strong. He's ahead on levels on everybody. He's level 12. He's getting multiple turrets as well. He's getting so much gold for the team.
Yeah, I feel like they need to address this. You know, I said that the NIDALEE gold lead wasn't that relevant in terms of fights, but it's definitely, you just keep giving over structures, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and I mean, considering the player that's playing it as well, like I think ZEUS is the guy that's going to get the most value out of this pick.
Yeah.
Out of anybody, so you can absolutely trust him. And now Rich, he tried to clear the wave, I guess. Maybe thought ZEUS backed.
The thing is, he has no armor as well, so there's Triforce and Procs are just absolutely shredding him.
Yeah, just needs to clear wave and try to back, but there's another wave coming in, and he's already got a back, so now he's coming back to the turret. I don't even know if he survives there. We got DRX setting up on the Rift Herald. It's the light. Looking for the hook. He's going to find Pleta. That Braum in a lot of trouble, holding up the door as he will actually be able to flash away and does barely get away. Viper not going to hit the Q. So a living Braum this time around.
But again, it's scrappy. They do manage to get the Herald, but they're not really getting anything else from it. And in the meantime, ZEUS is now jungling.
Might as well. It is NIDALEE. It's not AP NIDALEE, but still.
It will eventually hit critical mass. And I think it's getting closer.
Yeah, especially when you're low on mana and you can't really abuse the Scion lane as much. You might as well use that time to just come in here, go Cougar for him. And
oh, yeah, no, just take jungle camp, take everything, you know?
Look at Sponge, he's like, I'm already behind, man, I can't do anything.
He's got the Hull Breaker now. And Rich, I think you need some armor, my friend.
He does, he's got a cloth arm.
Oh.
Yeah, it's right there in the inventory.
Nice.
Yeah, he's doing his best.
They're sending Yukal to try and handle the NIDALEE, I guess, but ZEUS just, he wants that, you know that inner tower, the one that gives a lot of gold?
Yeah.
That's his new target.
It's a good target.
Yeah.
What's the next item here for ZEUS? Any ideas?
I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm curious. We haven't gotten a lot of top NIDALEE here in the LCK.
Yeah.
First one in basically 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Yes, just barely. I'm glad you were paying attention.
Yeah, I was. And I feel like we're just seeing Rich's misfortune continue.
The turret's half dead. There wasn't even a wave there.
Yeah.
It's not fair. That's what happens when you blind pick Scion into ZEUS as well. I mean, this is just going to happen. It didn't have to be AD NIDALEE. There's just a little flare. As now, we got the ult coming out here from the Maokai. No follow-up from Delight, though. Now he's going to go for the hook as he gets a max-range hook onto Pleta, but he is Braum. And now we got the Impale here on a Zeka, who, yes, will get the shuffle into the Redemption as well. And he will survive for just long enough. They get Teddy, and he was really the only guy doing much of anything. As Yukal, he is Victor. Oh, he lives! Yukal lives! And Peanut can't quite get in range. Meanwhile, this is happening, but the team fight was much more interesting.
Yeah, and I still think, despite this being a win for DRX, Barely. And meanwhile, that side lane is bleeding out. I think that there's a scenario where maybe DRX just took all these team fights by storm and are able to take control of this game. But it's just not quite clean enough. And you need to be hard winning these fights when you have this fed Ezreal and your side lane is getting bullied out. We'll see they end up going for Zeka here. But the burst damage just isn't quite there. And he's able to go for the shuffle on a Teddy. And yeah, Zeka does die for this.
Look at the redemption. Oh.
Redemption was so clutch. But like, Teddy also dies, and that's just not a positive trade. Yukal able to survive thanks to the shield right at the end. He used one auto from death. I think some Roa healing and the shield from his Q is what kept him alive. And Spanish is just vibing in this fight. He's just in the mixer, you know?
Yeah.
Getting hot. Look how many heart seal procs he's got. 136. This never happens in a pro game. You have his solo queue games, you have like 700. This is not that, you know?
I'm normally used to seeing like 36.
We finish a game and they've got 17. It's one stack, you know?
Yeah.
136. He's pumping.
Feeling pretty good. Now we're just gonna go straight for this turret as the TP does actually finish. As now, yeah, we're gonna have a second one coming on in. They're all grouping up for this one as Rich in a lot of trouble. He doesn't really exist in this game. So that's the front line gone. At least one of them. 5 members of HLE barrel down mid.
It kind of felt like... Oh.
Yeah, ZEUS just knows how strong he is, and he's not scared of anything. As Impale comes in, maybe he should have been a little bit more scared. Now he's going to flash away, and now he's got redemption and his own heal, and hops over the wall. Kind of baits his team into a rough spot, but got Teddy's flash, so there's that.
Yeah, I think ZEUS feels like, I'm so strong, I'm so fed. You are an AD NIDALEE. Not the most equipped team fighter, if we're being honest, but does manage to skid his way around that fight. I don't know what the plan was here, because this is not a Rift Herald, this is a Scion charge, and it doesn't do damage to structures. And I guess they really wanted to enthusiastically take the tower, but I think if Rich hadn't done that, and maybe still had his ult, he wouldn't have died. So, a little bit questionable there. And then this fight got very scrappy, where ZEUS is like, I'm so strong, and then he gets... Oh, speaking of ZEUS...
What is ZEUS doing? Where is he? Can he survive this time around? The answer is absolutely not. As the shutdown goes over to the Skarner, unfortunately, but here comes Yukal. He's going to be swept away. And meanwhile, Rich trying to keep the fight going.
So you remember I said that thing about the goal lead being a little fake on the NIDALEE.
I mean, he also doesn't have to be diving the enemy jungle 1v5.
No, you don't understand. AD NIDALEE top, right? You just...
I guess maybe he does,
You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, ZEUS has no TP up in 20 seconds. So this is a straight... Well, it's a 5v5 if you include Atakan, because he's doing a lot of damage to DRX right now.
Rich isn't actually real. It doesn't even have his ult. But they need Zeka here.
If Peanut gets in, it's so bad.
Well, they're going to try to zone there with the Scion Q. It will be successful. Zeka still chipping away. Some lower health bars, but a big Scion Q onto that backline into the Braum follow-up. And Viper and Delight are both dead. And there you go. Now we got an Impale onto Zeka. Follow-up should come in. I don't think he's getting out of this one. As yeah, she will go down. That's a double kill now for Teddy. As here comes ZEUS, though.
Get the plants, get the
got
plants.
front line. ZEUS, he wants some of the plants, he wants some of the flowers, and he wants some kills as well. Double kill comes out for Peanut. And now they're looking for a bit more. The stun was big on the ZEUS, but he gets another one. As down will go Peanut. And ZEUS is all alone. This game is absolutely wild at this point.
He could kill you. Be really careful. Never mind.
Yeah, not into these 2 damage dealers. Just gonna get burst down.
So as I was saying, very fake goal. This game has gotten a little bit mad. This was certainly the decision of all time.
Oh.
From ZEUS, you know. Yeah, he chose to do that. Why? We will never know.
I've done that in solo queue before.
My top line has done that in solo queue before. So Rich ends up being this great frontliner whose job is just to eat the Blitzcrank hook and stand there. So they secure the Atakan, great for the side of DRX, and then they get mangled by this Victor ult, by the way. The Arcane Storm turns lore accurate and just kind of covers everything. And then Zeka, unfortunately, has like 18 different bits of CC waiting for him. Then ZEUS turns up and it gets a little goofy. There's this mad scramble for the flowers, which is very funny. And then it looks like he's able to do things, but unfortunately, Teddy and Yukal are very, well, Teddy in particular is quite strong, but Yukal's also level 16, and he kind of just pumps damage, you know, and those spears aren't doing so much.
Yeah. He's actually real, unlike the AD NIDALEE top. Still very far ahead of the Scion.
He's back in the side. This is where you should stay, ZEUS, in the side lane.
Yeah, no more
Problem is,
joining
though,
fight.
okay, it's a ruinous Atakan they secured. They have 3 dragons. If they get the 4th and they get Hextech Soul, even the power of AD NIDALEE can't match a Hextech Soul in a team fight. But that's the thing, like, team fights for DRX are going good. It's just this little side lane menace that they're having some issues with, but he hasn't been able to break the base yet.
Yeah, I feel like still HANWHA Esports can utilize the AD NIDALEE in the side lane to outmaneuver DRX.
Oh, they definitely can.
Like DRX, we saw how poor their setups for objectives were in game 1. I guess they're a bit better here in game 2, but I still feel like HANWHA Esports, as the better team on paper, with the AD NIDALEE, should be pulling the Scion away, should be threatening the side lanes a lot.
I think that's
try
the
to
thing.
get big wins on objectives.
There's no TP for Rich right now. That is definitely a sore spot for DRX. And if they force that pressure and force Rich to feel like I have to move, that's what becomes problematic. That being said, if I'm being real, you don't need Rich to team fight. Okay, you already have a great front line with Sponge and Platter. Your carries are super strong. I think succumbing to the pressure and bringing Rich over is a big mistake, because that's where you start to lose parts of your base, okay? Just keeps Rich in the side lane. If ZEUS and Rich are both bot lane, great. You know, as much as the AD NIDALEE isn't a great team fighter, she does have 3 items. Just keep her in the side lane and keep playing the waves.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Like, don't even try to Q her, just Q the wave.
Yeah,
like, just ignore the NIDALEE. Yeah, no, that's not on the wave.
Yeah, just play it, the minions.
She can dash out of the Q. Okay, you ulted her. This time, there's the stun. It's still NIDALEE. He's just gonna heal himself. Why even bother? You got a Maokai ultimate coming in, trying to hold up the door. The Mikhails is there. And Chains of Corruption there as well. Gonna target Yukal, actually. Jumps on over. Bit of damage, but a lot used by HANWHA. Now, ZEUS, he's looking for the kill. Going under the turret. As Rich, he did not spend enough time clearing the wave. As down will go the turret. And ZEUS can do whatever he wants in the side lane.
One job, just clear the wave. It's the only job, you know? That's all you need to do is just clear the wave. And now that inhibitor is constantly going to be threatened. ZEUS got what he wanted.
Oh, don't show this. Why?
I mean, it's never going to look good.
It doesn't, yeah, there's just no point. But it's really highlighting the fact that the side lane is boom.
It's fine, it's fine. Look, it's fine, okay? It's Hextech Dragon in 2 minutes. All they have to, Sponge's smites have been pretty good this series. All they have to do is secure that, and then...
Got Ezreal Victor with Hextech.
Exactly, it's fine. It's completely, he should have just cleared the wave. I think it's got to be clear. He should have just cleared the wave. Like this!
Yeah. Well, there's no NIDALEE there this time, so his focus.
I think Rich is like, dude, I can't clear the wave. Yukal's like, I've got it. And hopefully Yukal hits the minions. I think the thing is with the AD NIDALEE is the spears don't do much damage at this point. It's mostly the autos, and Yukal does. There's not a scenario where Rich can just walk. Where ZEUS can walk up to Yukal and auto him. So he should be pretty fine in clearing this wave. It does mean, like, you do need your Victor to fight, though. You can't fight without this Victor. So it does put pressure on that lack of TP. Sorry, he has TP. It does put pressure on that TP and potentially forces it. But for now, you can just wave clear. All you have to do is stop them from doing Baron, and then when Dragon's up in a minute, just get the Dragon. It's that simple, but I'm also worried because there's a very good chance it does not go smoothly.
It's simple, but there are a lot of moving parts as well.
Yes. There's an AD NIDALEE on the enemy team.
Yeah.
AD NIDALEE top lane. So always a little bit precarious.
Oh, okay, hook, but that is Scion. Gonna get the ult out of Rich.
Yeah, I think wanted to play it safe in case there was follow-up CC, but HLE, no, the minions, Yukal, not the monsters.
But they look so similar, it's just a bigger version of the minions.
That's Krugs, okay? I mean, he is strong, maybe he's gonna laser the little ones.
No, he missed them.
Okay.
ZEUS got 65 gold.
Just the minions. Okay, it's, and look at these ones, that's something.
You know that episode of SpongeBob where it's like the lid? Rich, he doesn't have his ult, and he's actually taking a lot of damage here. He's alone. The Maokai ultimate comes out, and there you go. You can hook the Scion.
Wait, don't go for Dragon. Just go for Dragon. DRX, just go for Dragon. Let them have Baron. If they're already set up there, just go for the Dragon.
Take the Dragon.
Just take the Dragon.
Yukal is coming over here to stop the push, but just gonna try to save the base.
It's fine. Let the inhib go.
Yeah.
Okay, just clear the minions.
Trying to take a 1v1 here. The cast storm does come down here as there is the Steric shield. The spear is going to land as now trying to hop on in, but the timing on the Zhonya's is great. Gets over the wall to ZEUS as now he will go down. Did not have flash. And they got him.
Okay. It's going to be a little bit rough because HLE have Baron, but fortunately, you got to have ZEUS. He is the person who you were worried about having Baron. You now have Ruinous Hextech Soul. It's worked out. You only lost an inhib. It was already an open inhib. It's not a big deal. This is very winnable for DRX despite the 5,000 gold deficit. Because where is that entire 5,000 gold deficit?
NIDALEE.
Top lane, NIDALEE, right? So
and the jungle. But it's Maokai.
that balances out with the Ezreal lead. It's fine.
The
It's fine.
Andres.
Look, you
Wait, why this? Okay.
DRX hard win team fights from now. I was gonna say 5v5s. They don't even need a 5v5, okay? They hard win team fights. They have the QSS and Teddy. That's great. Okay, you got a little bit of extra wave clear for Rich. He's appreciating that. But you have the Ruinous Hextech Soul. Not just regular Hextech Soul, Ruinous Hextech Soul. Really strong.
Yes. It's pretty gigantic.
So just
The minions.
clear the minions.
The minions.
Clear the minions and team fight.
The minions.
ZEUS doesn't even have Baron, doesn't he? No, back up.
Okay, well, he says, I want to fight. And I'm gonna cue the NIDALEE. TP's coming in.
He can just run away though.
Yeah, the ult does hit him. And there's the Q. I mean, no flash yet. And
He's slowed.
He's slowed. He can't get away. It's a big shield, but eventually this NIDALEE will go down. But meanwhile, we got a team fight going on. Big redemption. And now the angle is gigantic for Zeka. Picks up the two of them as you had one job. Kill the NIDALEE and don't team fight. Because now we got a big Chaos Storm coming out here as well as Zombie Scion. And it's a lot of damage from Yuka. He's going to go down. The one job he had as well is also failed. HLE Esports with the Baron will just end the game.
Clutched defeat from the jaws of victory. DRX making some big mistakes, and HLE are there to punish, there to clean up. We saw the 80 NIDALEE top from ZEUS. It did its job swimmingly, and HLE will claim a 2-0 in this game. Just kill the minions. Just kill the minions.
Had one job.
Just